Hi guys, we are back. It's been a good month, 5 weeks I think, since I've done a podcast. So we are back. I have with me today the lovely Zoe from Root and Rising. Hi Zoe.
Hi, it's good to be here.
I've been looking at a lot of what you do on Facebook and it's absolutely beautiful. Looking at your women's circles that you facilitate, and I have to come to one. I really, really do. So I need to look out for that. Can you tell me a little bit about what you do and why you do it?
I find that question, there's so many layers to it. It's quite complicated.
Yeah.
But what I do is hold space for women to just be. I think reconnect with themselves after becoming a mother and speaking to other women. The amount of people that say they felt lost or feel lost or don't know who they are anymore. So it's a space to come together. Just go through like their internal dialogue and put it down on paper, and sometimes just figure their own thoughts out. So it's something like, just a place to be, relax. I think that's a big one. Women are so often on the go, constantly doing to-do lists, everything for everyone else. So just to have a space that is for them, without expectations. There's not anything that is particularly required of them. There's so many things that actually go on, but like meditation, relaxing, journaling, and the sharing circle, I think, is everyone's favourite. Although, like, when you say, oh, there's a sharing circle and you have to speak, everyone like clenches up immediately, like, what do you mean, like, sharing? But when it comes to it, just to hear everyone's stories, it makes you feel alive and you can relate to them, but it's not a back and forth two-way conversation. And when it's your turn to share, everyone... hear yourself say something that you've probably not said before, and just that weight and how everyone lifts up.
Do you do the sharing at the end?
Sharing is towards the end, and then I always finish with a creative ritual, because after that it's not the heaviness, but it's the emotional part. Then to do something with your hands and release it all and just have a bit of fun.
Good way to close it off. But like you say, if you were to talk about sharing at the start, then it would seem a bit scary, but once you've experienced it, then it's like that's quite natural to do. And you're right, like we're so reactive, aren't we, in life, reactive to everybody else's needs, and then we don't get that chance to process and sit back and go, mind and body, what's happening here. So your sessions,
and even with going back to the sharing, like I've had a few women that have got ADHD and they sit down and really not struggle with the sharing when it's their time to talk, but because it's only one person speaking at a time, there's quite a few rules that come with the women's circle. And in everyday life, when you're having a conversation, you're always thinking about what you're going to say next or how you can respond to that person to show that you understand. But actually just sitting and purely holding space for someone can be really eye-opening.
Huge.
Because you don't get that opportunity in life.
I find that quite hard sometimes to go.
And you can see, like, my friend Kat, she literally sits there like biting her like tongue. She's like, I really want to show that I relate to this person. Just to simply hold space. It's really interesting. I love watching it and how everyone just lightens up by the end. Feels weightless.
Do people tend to come, like, bring a friend sometimes, or they come on their own?
Proper mix. I don't know. I think it's mainly women by themselves, actually.
That's quite brave as well.
And I would love to understand why, because the first one I went alone, and I remember being fearful.
Maybe it's just because it's in a space, they're going to be in a space with strangers, and they feel more able to share. Whereas if you were to bring a friend and then you were in the moment and shared something, and then you were like, oh, I don't know if I want that person to perhaps know that side of me. So
there
maybe
was
it's that.
A couple of friends, the rule is I never share, and obviously anything that's said, but there was one woman who brought up something she'd never told her friend before, and just to watch that interaction between them was really special, actually. And again, the woman just felt the release of saying something. And
she might not have even known she was going to say that.
She didn't even. She literally said, I was not planning on saying this, but this feels like the space that I can.
But you just don't always really realise what you're carrying.
Until you slow down. It's all the weight of everything can be sitting on you.
Or you could just say something quite matter-of-factly to another person outside of that space and go, oh, this happened to me. And they go, oh, right, and they move on. Whereas saying it in your space, you're like, oh, tell me a bit more about that. And then it's like, Well, yeah, actually, that did really affect me.
Yeah, it's literally like, so the sharing's usually about 2 minutes, but I don't time it at all. Everyone can speak for as long as they want. But it's just, I think as you go through, because we basically talk about what we've journaled about, but it's just the flow, and you can physically see it. They just start like, oh, well, I've pulled this oracle card and I think it means this. And then, oh, but actually I've been going through this, so maybe it could relate to this. And they sort of answer their own questions by the end.
Yeah.
And I think that's what women are most amazing at doing.
Yes.
We don't need anyone else's advice. We just need time to listen to our own.
It's like solution based, isn't it? Like your own, being reflective. That's really, really interesting. Oh, I need to go. How many do you have in a circle?
It depends on the venue. I think so. Wellbeing at the Barn, I do like 8. The maximum that I have is 12.
Yeah.
I think anything more than that, it starts to feel too big, and it loses that intimateness. Especially with the meditation, I come round at the moment and everyone gets like a crystal put on them, and it's all just relaxing, and you can sense everyone else's presence. Yeah. If it gets bigger, then you start feeling lost.
Absolutely. So did you feel the pull to do this after becoming a mum yourself, or was it before that?
I think it was before that. I was literally thinking of this yesterday. When did it start? I followed an account by Anushka, I think her name is, on Instagram, and I was sucked in immediately. She ran women's circles. Like, this is amazing. Like, I want to hold space for doing this. And I was thinking of all the closest friends that would be open to it, but it just never happened. I was in quite a stressful job at the time, which I really didn't enjoy. And then I went travelling, and then I came back and got pregnant, and then I had to go back into the job that I didn't enjoy because of money and real life.
Yes.
But yeah, the feeling like sort of, especially becoming a mother, I think it started to grow in the background. Like, what can I do to, like, okay, I want to make the world a better place. That's like what it stemmed from. And there's loads of layers to that, like for individuals, but as a collective as well, and community, and doing all this, because I look at there's some amazing, incredibly brave women that are taking on the patriarchy, I suppose. And I realised I was not in a position of my life that I could do that, but this is something that I could do. I could be a little positive ripple. Yeah. And then I let that feeling grow and realised that lots of my skills that I had developed in my previous work were actually incredibly relevant for holding space. Okay. But not in the traditional way, or what people would expect. Yes, that's sort of how it came together. And then one day I decided I don't like my job and I want to do something different. And then the very next day I got handed a letter for redundancy. Oh my God. So I was like, this is the sign that I should be doing that.
What were you doing before?
Kitchen design.
Oh yes, I think you might talk about that.
Yeah, so I've got a degree in interior design.
Wow.
Which again I never thought was relevant to what I do now, but I know how to make a space feel safe. Yes. Which I think is very important. You want to walk in and immediately feel that you can relax and let your guard down. So I have the knowledge to do that based on that. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. Do you have like people returning to the circle quite often? Like...
Yes, all the time now. Yeah. When I first started, that's what I decided would be like my success gauge, like if I was good at it. But most of the time, at least half of the circle was always filled with previous women.
That's amazing.
And 2 months ago I had my first circle, which was full return, which completely changed the vibe when everyone knows what to expect. Yes. That was a really beautiful circle. I felt very special holding that one.
Have they made some really nice friendships as well, like outside of that? Do you know?
I've put a WhatsApp group together so that we can all talk to each other. There's the main one, which I just posted, but there's the community one, and the amount of women that put book recommendations in there, or just wish each other blessings for the full moon or new moon, or whatever it is. It's just, I feel very proud that community is growing. Yes. And we all know about each other's lives and talk to each other, and it's really special.
Yeah, that's it. That's what, like you say, community. Yeah. It's about growing that, isn't it? Not just, I'll do this for you, bye. It's like, what else can we get from this?
Yeah, and I hadn't necessarily, I was aiming for that, but I didn't think that it happened so quickly, if that makes sense. I can't think of the words. But to witness it unfolding quite naturally without me having to do much work into it has been incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, I love this. That's so good. So looking at like the locations, obviously you're up at Wellbeing, the barn, which is where I worked for 6 months. It's beautiful up there, isn't it?
Lovely.
What a location.
Yeah, I know. I do feel, very lucky to hold space there.
Well, we were saying you probably, because you listened, didn't you, to the podcast, but just saying that, just that drive up, that gives you that time just to unwind.
Yeah, you turn in. And
as opposed to like going into an industrial estate, which I'm not knocking, but I'm just, because some people have, rent those places out, which is great.
Yeah.
But immediately you've got that drive up just to actually go, right, this is what I'm doing, and get yourself in that mindset. So by the time you pull up...
Yes, you already have a breath of calm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the other places that you mentioned, what was another place that you mentioned that you were at? In the TP?
Berry Farm.
So I've been to Berry Farm with Sian with Breathwork. I don't know if you know Sian. Yes. That's a lovely location as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I like holding them in the barn there. And I did my first TP one the other day.
Yeah.
Which everyone loved, so I've booked it again.
Oh, good.
For, August, so that's coming up.
I saw that. Yeah. And every day I was looking at it in my diary going, can I do... No, I can't do that. So I will look out for whatever's coming next. So did you want to talk a little bit about what you have coming up, like the different types of things that you do?
So I do a mixture of like workshops with other people and obviously my usual circles. Coming up, I've got one with Missionok Remedies, and that's with Jenny. So it's going to be a full half morning one, but it's going to... I'm honestly really excited for it. So she makes the most beautiful essential oil candles.
Lovely.
And everything that accompanies that world. But so we're going to be sitting in a circle and then creating the candle to take home at the end.
So nice.
And it's on the autumn equinox, so it's really sort of weaving the two, like sort of spiritual and real life together, because it's where the sun starts to decrease, like the sunlight will slowly be lost as we approach darkness, but to really honour what we've had from the summer and put that into a flame, I think will be quite a nice ritual, and just to go through honouring what you've done and how you can slow down as we approach the winter. And all sitting together and holding space and going through everything.
So how did you connect with her?
Everything's Instagram, which I hate. I don't like my Instagram addiction. I'm really trying to beat it. However, it is really good for meeting people.
Absolutely.
It has its place.
Yeah.
So I met her on there, and she also does some women's networking groups at Berry Farm.
Mm-hmm.
So I met her in real life when I went to that as well. And suggested the idea. So
Well, you might make a connection on Instagram, but then when it's face to face, then it's like, well, is this the connection? And then clearly it is. So that's lovely.
So that's one I've got coming up. What else collab ones? My brain's gone a bit blank, but I'll talk about my other ones. So I do a circle for the new moon, the full moon, and the Wheel of the Year events.
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes struggle to find out where I fit between the science brain that I was very much brought up in and my spiritual brain. So I don't fully lean into it completely. I think I'm still quite a realist, but using those to like set the themes for the events. So we meet under those gatherings or under those moons, using the themes. So like we've got an Aquarius full moon coming up. So I'm a bit biased, but I love Aquarius as an Aquarius, which is all about collective thinking and breaking down boundaries and breaking down like moving walls, like testing your own boundaries, and do they actually serve you? Are they good for you? And so, so that's the themes that we've got in this upcoming circle. And the Wheel of the Year, so that is a pagan belief, but you don't necessarily have to believe pagan. I find it incredibly interesting because that is our Celtic, or like our roots. I think as a white woman, we've lost lots of our heritage. It has been erased on purpose. So that's a way for me to connect back to it and find out some of the folk traditions that we would have had and potentially would have celebrated. So bringing those in. So Lunar Da is coming up in August, so we're going to bake bread. That's the first harvest, and really celebrate that, our physical goals, and I mean everyone loves eating, so that'd be good.
That sounds amazing. You've got some really great ideas. I love it.
Thank you.
Are you able to talk about what you're going to be doing after September? Because you said about August and September. Are you able to give me a little sneak peek into what you're going to do after, or is that under your hat?
A sauna circle coming up.
Okay.
So that's on 1st of November for Samhain. or Halloween. I did one in, when did I do it? I can't remember what it was for, early in the year, but I only did an hour in the sauna, so I've doubled it this time. We're doing 2 hours, and we can have a fire ritual, and we can really lean into that period, known as the Witch's New Year, which I think is quite fun.
Yes.
Sitting around the fire all together. I'm going to bring marshmallows because I feel like that's compulsory.
Yes.
Going between there and the sauna, and obviously the women's circle as well. Just having a 4 hours basically of time together.
Yeah.
Because that's what everyone really needs.
Yeah.
And then I really want to do, I don't know, so many things. My brain is
Come on, tell me. I love it.
I want to do like a winter retreat. I think I've probably left it too late, but then I do like a last minute, just putting it all together. Just, summer's so full on, but to have something in the winter to ground you.
Yeah.
And give you, I don't know, you can get lost in winter.
You can, 100%. People start thinking about Christmas and financial, and you get really pulled into the stress of that. Yes. So actually, that's a really good idea.
So that's, and next year I've not even given it a thought, but I would like to do many amazing things.
Yeah.
I don't know, dreaming of like full retreat or something.
Yes. That's the dream. Yeah. Yes, I love it.
That's so good. If I can end up in Bali, that's
yeah. So do a retreat in this country and then move it across somewhere else. Are you writing things down all the time when you get all your ideas?
No, it's very much just a layered.
It's all up.
It's a layered head. I would love to. I should really write some more things down, but I think that's just motherhood as well. It's just like a little cache.
Yes.
Everything.
Yeah. When I was having my kinesiology session the other day with Chris, she was saying things to me and telling me things, and it was all so interesting. I was like, write it down. I've got to do a post about that, because there's just so much knowledge and so many interesting things that she's telling me that I don't know. You know, every day's a school day, isn't it? Like we're always learning. So I was like, you need to write. She's like, you're always on it. I was like, I'm just ideas. Come on, get it out there. So that's really, really interesting. But I love the setup that you've got, and it's just, I've not seen anything quite like what you've done with your centerpieces. And so tell me about that as well. Is it fresh flowers, dried?
Yeah,
what do you do?
I never buy them. I forage them. So it is all depending on the season, either from my garden, around the village, of anything that's not in someone's garden. I
was going to say, not going around to people's gardens going, I'll have that. Yeah.
And so, in the winter it's all like bracken and acorns and conkers and ivy and things like that. And so I use it for me to connect to the seasons, physically see the world around me and how I can use that artistically.
Yeah.
Selfishly, I really enjoy making them, so I think it's quite a nice centerpiece. But for the women arriving, the beautiful patterns, it does automatically relax you, bringing nature inside. It does make you feel safe and calm and all these things. And then the altar can become like a place to hold our thoughts. I mean, I always talk to it just because, I think it's a place that holds the emotions and holds the thoughts, so you don't feel like you're sharing with anyone individually. It's very much a group. So that sits in the centre. Yeah.
It's beautiful. Yeah. It really comes out. You know, like you could take a photo and you go, it doesn't really do it justice, but it always does. Everything you've put on it's just lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, so just circling back to what you were saying about what brought you into circles, and what your kind of values are, and what's important to you.
It's really evolved since I started. So I wanted to get into it, like I said, to be a positive ripple and to make a difference and to make the world a better place. And to begin with, I thought that to do that, I had to be perfect. Even though I knew I wasn't, I was putting this difficult pressure onto myself that I can't talk about my own struggles because that's not the place that's not how I can be if I'm holding space for other women. Yes. I thought I had to have it all together. But I very quickly realised that was a lie. To myself, I wasn't being true. So now I am vulnerable. I realise that my anxiety is a superpower. It makes people feel very comfortable when they walk in through the door because I don't have it all together. I'm living a very messy, stressful life like everyone else, but going through this process with everyone.
Yeah.
So when we're doing, I always arrive like probably a bit busy because I mean I have had another busy day like everyone else, but doing the meditation and getting everyone to relax, it's also for me as well. I can relax down and settle.
Yeah.
Journaling, I answer it all the same, and the sharing, I will always voice everything incredibly truthfully, all of my struggles. So yeah, I suppose that's a value, is being honest and myself and showing that I'm human as well.
You just made me think of something actually. I went to a session once, I won't say where or what, but the person said, how are you? You're going around the room, and I was asked maybe in the middle. She asked somebody what they'd done. And, oh, I had a lovely day out with my family and children. We did this. And got to me, I was like, oh, I've had a bit of a day, and I'm really glad I'm here because my children just been idiots today. Really drive me up the wall.
Yeah.
And then she went back to this lady. Went, well, actually, I just said about my having a family day. Well, actually, my children irritated me as well.
Yeah. But that's what it.
The wording was maybe different to that.
Yeah.
So then it allowed her to go, well, I didn't actually have I might have put on Facebook all these lovely pictures. And there was elements of an amazingness, but actually, this happened.
Yeah.
But because I've gone, oh my God.
I've really noticed if I'm honest and really vulnerable to begin with, it sets the tone, and everyone else, it gives them permission.
Yeah.
They don't have to pretend they've got it all together.
Yeah. So then we just laughed because it's just like, you are going to get days and they drive you up the wall.
Yes.
And I have parents ringing me up and go, oh, I didn't handle this situation very well. I was like, I don't handle lots of situations very well because whilst I co-parent really, really well with the girl's dad, there are things that happen in my home where I don't have change of face. So then because I don't have 5 minutes to walk off, I'll say something I shouldn't have said.
Yeah.
I always apologise.
I think, especially with parenting, that's what I'm realising. I'm not perfect.
No.
I will say things which I regret. I mean, even yesterday, just shouting at my poor son, he wouldn't stay in bed and it was very frustrating.
Yeah.
It's how I handle it afterwards.
Yes.
I went away, took a breath and came back. I shouldn't have done that.
No.
And that's the difference, I think, showing we're not perfect and how you handle it.
Yeah, and I say that it's like being respectful to your children as well. Yes. So, it's mutual respect, and that breeds that mutual respect. If you're like, well, actually, the reason I was a bit irrational then because I was tired and grumpy, and I was just taking it out on you, and I shouldn't have. So I was sorry, and then my children know that, like they know that I have to just go rah, and then I'm fine.
Yeah.
But and then I will talk about that to other, and they're like, oh, thank God, I thought you were going to like judge me because I handled this situation. You're human, aren't you? So like. They're going to push your buttons.
I think that's the key with everything, is allowing other people to feel how they feel.
Yeah.
And that they're allowed to feel how they feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what's key to building these relationships with people, isn't it? If they know that, we haven't all got our SHIT together, that's okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, I do swear on here. I don't know why I actually spelled that out, to be honest.
But so that's one of my morals, I think, being honest. And then I also try and bring in how I generally live my life. So I personally don't like buying from crappy Chinese cheap companies that mass produce everything. So I've been very careful not to do that in Circles. So all the blankets are organic. Eye pillows, again, it's all from as good reputable sources as possible. Same with the crystals. I always get a crystal gift. I've searched for
there's a fly in here, joined us.
A retailer I can trust, like the herbs I try and collect from everywhere. I don't want to be a sponge. Something I was saying earlier, like as white people, especially in England, that we've lost lots of our culture. So I'm very careful that I don't just want to sponge from countries that haven't lost their culture.
Yeah.
They've taken or fought a lot to be able to keep that. So I don't just want to come along and be like, oh, that's nice, I'll have that.
Yeah.
It's really trying to connect with some of my own roots and using that as an inspiration to find my own. I really struggled with that as a person. Like, that's been a really big conflict of how I can hold space in the world that we exist in. But so trying to...
Yes, when you said root as well, because obviously that being in your name, so I was going to ask you how you came up with the name. And
so there's a book, If Women Rose Rooted, Jackie, I think the name's lost, but that book changed everything for me. Like, honestly, really? If you haven't read it,
I haven't.
Read it, it's so good. But just what would happen if women reclaimed their story? I suppose that's ultimately what it's about, like all our power and how it's woven through folklore and we see it all, and very much patriarchy has very much erased that. I mean, we know what happened with the witch trials and everything, and any woman that knew something was erased, and we've sort of not romanticised it, that's not the right word, but when you think of it now, you just think, oh, it was women that were literally doing magic, but it wasn't. It was just women who had money or were just awful. I lost my own train of thought, but yeah, reclaiming those stories, making their own. If we knew our roots, how much stronger we would be, rather than believing that we're just a mere vessel.
I need to read that, don't I? That sounds
so
very
good.
Inspirational.
Yeah,
definitely. Okay, is there anything else that you want to talk about today?
Yeah, I think just changes. I think that's quite important. It's something that I'm trying to focus on, is how Circle changes you as people that come, but also for me, I can only really talk about it, well, mainly from my point of view, but I know I'm calmer, that I can, when something's really challenging, I mean, it's mainly with the kids, I can take a step backwards and sort of look at the situation externally and how I could handle it different. It's just really being present in my own thoughts.
Yeah.
And with women that have come, they say the same thing, that they feel generally calmer, they sleep better, they're taking the time for themselves, journaling, implementing that at home. Sometimes it's just getting the thoughts out of your head and just writing it down. When you can't voice it with anyone, being more in touch with yourself.
Yes, 100%.
Giving yourself permission, I think, to feel how you feel and that it's okay.
Yeah. Would you say you have an age range, or is it quite varied? Like, because I think for me, like maybe in my 20s, I probably just would be doing life, and then obviously I became a mother at 30 and 32, and then you're doing life again, and then now, like, I'm 45, and I just think as time's going on, I'm more and more open-minded to learning about things I want to know more, understand myself better, and you just become more and more reflective as you get older and go through you know, different ages. So I'm just wondering if
I'd say 30 to 50, and it was quite a big age range.
That doesn't surprise me.
There's only been, I think, twice that I've had someone younger come. Maybe a couple of times, but you can see the difference in themselves. There's been one young person I'm thinking of, she was really open to it and actually fitted in and was there for the wisdom, but for others, it's bad to say they weren't ready. But just taking that time to reflect. I think of myself when I was younger, you're constantly, as you said, doing. That you don't find it, I don't know, I'm trying to find the words.
Because there'd be things that would have been said to me about things that have happened, and you just want to hear it, and you, well, I'm fine, like, that doesn't bother me. But then you realise it has had an impact on what you're carrying, because it does affect you further down the line. Maybe because, certainly with me, like having children, and say they could say something that it could trigger me or something, and they would mean to. But you go, clearly that does bother me then, because it's now having an impact.
But I wonder if that's a purposeful point of society, that we got cut off from younger, and it's not until you're older that you realise you need to find those roots again. As Rosanna and I, we did a breastfeeding circle recently, but she was talking about it, that the first experience most women get of breastfeeding is once you're doing it. We're really cut off from learning knowledge from older women, and it's as seen, especially as a teenager, like, oh, don't need to know, like, I already know better. Because you haven't already been given the foundation that you should learn from elders. There's no respect, basically.
No.
And I don't mean that in a bad way, like.
No.
But there isn't really in our society.
No.
Like, you look to Asia and everyone's called uncle, auntie, grandmothers, etc. We just don't have that here. So.
No.
It's the lack of community, I think.
My teenagers definitely think they know everything already.
I
was the same. And you can't teach that. It's just you just kind of, your brain matures, and then you come out of that phase. It's just try and teach things. But then if they went and spoke to somebody else, they probably would take it on board. It's because it's me, and like children that come to me, they listen to the things I'm talking about, and I'm like, God, I wish my children listened.
I worked at a theme park for a bit when I was younger, and there's one thing that I really remember. This dad was trying to get his daughter on a ride. She was adamant, and I went over. I mean, I was like 20, and I was like, oh, come on, you'll be fine. Talked to her just nice and softly, and then she was like, okay, and walked on and sat on. He just looked at me like, how have you done that?
Yeah, they think you're magic.
Like, I'm just not you.
Yeah. Just it's a change of face, and it just works, doesn't it? So, Okay, excellent. Well, I have absolutely loved having you on the podcast. Thank you. I will definitely be attending a circle.
It'd be great to have you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.